What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in for the second part of this decode. The decode of this movie 405. So let's begin with The King and the Pope, part 2. So part 2, let's begin. The King and the Pope, the second part of the movie 405 decode. This is my interpretation, my decode of this movie 405. Feel free to share your knowledge, your truth, but I ask you, just like the symbol right here, this little symbol that I got a while back from Mercury, be positive, zero expectations, and be open. That's where I got that little symbol from. So it's my own little yantra. Let's now look into the dialogue, right? The dialogue of this movie 405 is like the only thing that probably was said in the movie. The pilot communicating to the traffic controller that he has to make an emergency landing. Then we overhear the traffic report played in the car through the radio. Let's continue.
Hey, 117, come about to 175 and proceed to 3,000 feet. Roger that, LAX. We're not going to be able to make that approach. We're having trouble maintaining altitude.
Shaping up to be a rough commute out there today. Watch for an accident on the 101 near Sherman Way. And we're just getting word that the 405 southbound has been shut down completely. Looks like some sort of police activity's got it cleared for a 2-mile stretch from the 118 all the way up to Victory. As soon as we get more information, we'll let you know. But in the meantime, we'll get you through with another 40 minutes of your favorite hits on KPTV.
So sorry for the audio if it was a little bit low, but I hope you could hear it correctly. If not, you could check out the movie yourself. It's available here on YouTube. It's called 405. So let's continue. The meat of the fruit is in the first lines. LAX requesting emergency approach AA or A117. LAX come to 1175, another 117 reference, and proceed to 3,000 feet. Or the pilot says, I'm sorry, roger that, we are having trouble maintaining altitude. The reporter mentions accident on the 101 on Sherman Way, 405 being shut down for police activity. Okay, 2-mile stretch, 118 or 118. All the way up to Victory. Now let's break down the numbers. Okay, that we get the flight A117 right here. The movie was made on a computer chip running on Celeron chip processor, which equals to 117 in Gematria. Movie was allegedly produced on a $300 budget. I know the film's graphics won't stand up to today's computer animation, but at this time in 2001, it was a big deal. So obviously the producers had a helping hand maybe. And if you've seen part 1, we can see that the filmmakers either had a time machine or had a message to relay. They knew 9/11 was going to happen. They had a knowledge to the plan maybe. Continuing, the reporter mentions 101 on Sherman Way, another 11. You got the 11 here, the 11 here. Okay, the Celeron chip tying into the flight A117. Sorry, I keep thinking American Airlines when I see this plane. You know, I'll talk about that later. So continue, the reporter mentions 101 on Sherman. 101 equals 11. The radio station that she mentioned, KPPV, equals 11, also in Gematria. And on Sherman Way, if you type it out, you get the 4-5, excuse me. You get the 4-5, the 45, just like the movie 405, just like the film's name. And this is their airliner. Looking just like American Airlines, but obviously they couldn't use it, copyright infringement and things like that. They just named the airliner, but it has the same colors, which is so funny. This is the airliner, the computer animated version, and it looks very similar to the type of airplanes that hit the towers right here. Look, exactly the same. The AA, that's why I kept saying AA117. The AA right here equals 11. If you take the letters and numbers, the first letter A being the 1, right? And the towers, the 1, the 11, and the towers also, okay? The flight and the crew were 11 each, I believe. Or the flight number was 11, okay? And continuing, the New York is the 11th state in the Union. So that's another 11 reference. and we get 6-5, which equals to 11. You get Ignorant Bastard, which I mentioned in part 1. You get that 6-5. The movie was released on 6-5 June 5th. 6 and 5 is 11. Ignorant Bastard equals 11 in Gematria, matching the date, which relates to the term fool or idiot, like the name on the hat, Super Suckers. If you go look at part 1, the reptilian angel, that's the title of part 1 of this 405 decode. So the number 11 even looks like the towers 2 ones high in the sky, the tallest buildings in the world at that time. The towers had 110 and 111 stories. From different articles, you could get 110 as the number 111. And in Decode 144, I go into the decode of the significance of the stairs. Yes, there was an actual hidden meaning into that too, which I got from the staircase, meaning the serpent, or the 8. I got the 8 from the serpent, and the stairs with the serpent leading up to the stairs. You could look at that decode. It's like an hour long, but I go into more details about that if you want to check it out. Also, if I got the 117, which looks like the A117, which we mentioned, the Celeron chip, also equaling 117. Because the funny thing is, if you count the ground floors, okay, the ground floors beneath, like after the ground, I guess 0, there was other layers or other floors, or 6 more of them, which equals to 117. So I wanted to mention that other connection. The airplane had 2 initials, K and W, on the air flaps, which I had to take note because it's very odd, but another clue to connect, right? What does KW equal to in Gematria? And we get a 7, we get the 11, and we get 910. Okay, so KW equals 910, 11 in Gematria. You have the 91 from, you could say right there, it links to 9/11, that date, and the 11 matching the station, and New York being the 11th state, and everything else we mentioned, the flight, the crew, the towers, every date, that tower. Okay, so that's where I got this information. That's why it helped me, or guided me to continue. Okay, it could have been a sham, it could have been quote unquote a coincidence, but this is why I continued. And obviously we went over that. Twin Towers equals 11. Look at it right there. And I forgot who this person was. Shout out to you that I got these slides from. I should have written it down, but I'm so sorry. But if you see this in the comments, mention them, and I would give them a shout out, because it's not fair to take people's work like this. But I just want to use this reference. I was in a hurry, sorry. So I never planned anything when doing this decode of this movie. It came to me researching 2001 and 2000, those 2 years. Never thought a low budget movie would have anything to do with 9/11. The connections kept coming, and I have 2 more parts about this movie that are going to be jaw dropping, and not in an alarmist kind of way. The study is just to show us how far you can stretch the formulas of the significance of numbers, letters, planets, and tarot. They are mystical tools to help us decipher what really governs us. It is ruled by physics and exemplified in nature. I will encourage you to apply the same knowledge to discover hidden strengths within yourself. Start with your name in the Gematria calculator, or get an astrological chart done with your date of birth. Decode a certain event in your life. You might find meaning, okay? So let's go. Now we get to the names of the filmmakers, Bruce Brannett and Jeremy Hunt. And let's punch it through the Gematria calculator. We get Bruce Brannett. We get the 113. If you take 11 times 3 is the 33. Okay, you get a matching 33 referring to the Masons or Secret Society, and a matching 45 connecting to the 405's film's title. You can go deeper into the specifics of the geometry meanings of 45 and being tied to another number of 144 in sacred geometry. So for the sake of keeping this short, let's continue. We got here, these are the stars: Jeremy and Angela, the driver and the old woman, and Aaron, the traffic reporter. So let's look at their gematria right here, and we get matching numbers 91 and the 311, also referring to the 33. the 9, 1 and 11 keep matching. So I don't know if you're supposed to do this or not. You could correct me in the comments, but this is the way I looked at it. It does equal 9, well, 665, but if you flip them strobogrammatically, you get 965, and if you add the 65 again, you get the 11. So that's why I came up with the 911. I'm not making it up. You can punch it through the gematria using certain ciphers. So here you get the 9-1 reference, 9-1, the 9-1, the 3, 11 times 3, the traffic reporter. So this is where I'm getting my information from, all these connections. Okay, so Angel Burns equals 45 and 33. So I got Angel Burns from Angela Burns. So you get that 45 and that 33 once again. This is gematria, very simple, no strings attached, no expectations. Numbers don't lie. I'm not trying to reach here, or will I ever? These digits keep playing the movie. So were they leaving a paper trail of receipts? Now let's plug the numbers 45 to the tarot. So we get the 4th card and the 5th card in the tarot right here, says the film's title. The 4th card in tarot is the Emperor card, and the 5th is the Hierophant. So Emperor being the king and the Hierophant being the Pope, for example. So who were the actors? Because if in tarot, it's sometimes a good idea to read the images and not put so much emphasis on the meaning. Like if you want to learn, try it with looking at it like a story. One card leads to another, what card is next to the other, and it's like maybe like a children's book or something that you see these images, and what are they, if they don't have any words, what are the images trying to tell you? What are the cartoons or whatnot trying to tell you? Okay, and then you could look up the meanings. Okay, and who was the king and Pope in 2001? No, none other than the Bushy Benedicts, right? You had Bush and a Benedict right here. Some people say Benedict Arnold, the traitor, right? That was hilarious, a little hilarious connection. Pope is the leader and the king enforces the laws. So the consequence of the snakes or the towers falling was war, or a holy war. The Pope can also be seen as the Greek roots as papas. So in Spanish, we also name papa, means father, or father of the keys of the pineal third eye. Got that from right here. This pine cone looking symbol relating to the pineal gland and the keys. They're protecting these keys right here. The keys to knowledge, maybe. The main tool to discovering man in spirit, the third eye seen from the Papa's headdress and for what you see in the symbology of the Vatican seal or logo or crest, whatever you want to call it. So the father gives order to the enforcer or the king or president. Okay, these were one of the many actors in this movie of 9/11. It's right there, the decode of a movie within a movie. Okay, and it helped me make these connections. So right here we got the cons never conceded the truth about that date or about the inner workings or their communication through symbology and numbers or more over the occult. The hidden knowledge has never been allowed to be fully discovered or admitted by the king or pope before or thereafter. So the 9 of Cups. Okay, we get the 45th card. Okay, the 9 of Cups. Could we say that the cons' cups overflow with the sweat off our backs? That's the way I interpret it. The card of material success, satisfaction, the good life. The merchant is wearing the red turban. And who wore the turban? The red hat, symbolizing wisdom, of course, was the scapegoat, was one blamed by the other cons that have their cups overflowing. The cup here is a trophy, maybe the adoration, the symbol of success, the symbols of cups of celebration or ownership. And what did I think? What ownership did the guy in the red turban? Who dresses like this? Well, the people that own the oil, the black gold, right? So we see where the king and the pope and the merchant played the game in secret, concluding this part where I have already proven the imagery and numbers that the Towers event was planned and forethought through hidden language and mathematics, opening the portals using the karmic keys by releasing the knowledge through film. The imagery is obvious, where I have shown you proof that the Gematria and the esoteric formulas have validated my observational truth. Okay, what did you see? Okay, in part 3, We get fresh squeezed rosy red OJ. So we come into the second to last part, the rosy red OJ, the bittersweet truth saga continues. I appreciate all the love and support from the fellow wolves. Let's give them a shout out. The Wolfpack and Waters Above Crypto channel in Discord. This is where I discovered that you can connect ebbs and flows to the markers, to Gematria and the esoteric. I invite you to discover the amazing gifts Jordan has to offer in crypto and life elevation. Decode Yourself is another channel where I learned to implement many of the elements you saw in this video. Thanks to Logan, you sparked the vision I am pushing with this channel. Also check out Bird Dog, the Crypto Ronin's channel, another useful tool to help you make money in any crypto environment. This guy has no shills. He's not making any money. It's all absolutely free. So go and support. This is where I'm getting a lot of knowledge, and I'm using this knowledge in practice here through the formulas and showing you guys, so I could also remember. I can go back to this, maybe add on something edited or something like that, but I could always use it as a reference, and it's a guide for all of us. Okay, so hopefully the information was useful. Drop a like and a comment. All I ask you is to be positive, have zero expectations, and be open. Thank you very much, and I love y'all.